a lot, and it's amazing. Every time I say that when you tune into the news, you read the tabloids, sometimes you hear some of the news and like, this country doesn't really present, Africa in a very good way. But also the same tabloids, the same news, you see some place in the country in Africa, you're like, hey, is this place in Africa? I mean, that's how the conversation has been for a very while. Today, we're going to change all that perception with my guest in the studio. Mad! I tell you, he's going to be mad in the studio.
I wanna talk about the things. I wanna talk about the people that they feel. I know they say what I know me. So if I tell you, say I like it. Got me confused. I'm in the mood. If I talk about the problem, I got you. Got me confused. I'm in the mood. If I talk.
And time check, some 21 minutes after the hour 3. Song in the background, the Stone Boy featuring Beanie Man. Yeah. Now let's give you some fun facts about the country we're talking about today. How many of you got the answer right? Did you say B? What did you say? Did somebody say Benin? No, they're not talking about Benin. Who was right? What? Burkina Faso? Oh my God, guys, why are you doing this to me? Well, I think I'm hearing some few people get the answer right. No, I think I was wrong. They didn't get the answer right. So let me just help you out. The country I'm talking about today is Batswana. Woo! If you had it right, clap for yourself. If you did not have it right, be sincere and don't clap for yourself. But anyways, you guys still clap for yourself for tuning in. Well, what do you know about the country Botswana? It's a landlocked nation located in the southern part of Africa. The country covers an area of 224,610 square meters and has a population of about 2.3 million people in there, which makes it one of the least densely populated in the world. Now, Botswana is a former British protectorate, and its economy and standard of living rank among the highest in Africa. The country features diverse landscapes and humans. You see, I was right, because when I saw the leader, I said, this lady, Botswana, and then I saw the man, I said, this man, and now they're saying that they have diverse humans. I said there's diverse landscapes and humans have inhabited the region for at least thousands of years. There's a series of interesting and unique fun facts about Botswana and has been highlighted, and I'm going to do that right now. First of all, if you love wildlife, and if you've ever heard about the big five that people usually talk about, the lions, the elephants, and all that. Well, let me give you some interesting thing, because Botswana is a home to approximately 130,000 elephants. Additionally, the country has a density of 1.28 elephants per square meter, which makes it the highest elephant concentration in Africa. Aside that, over 70% of Botswana's total area is a desert. I'm seeing something here. The semi-arid sandy savanna of the Kalahari Desert occupies over 70% of Botswana's total area. Aside that, one of the 7 natural wonders of Africa is actually located in Botswana. So I might have this wrong. Clearly, I don't know if I should pronounce it how I'm seeing it. But if I should try before my guests come in, I'll ask them for the right one. But I'm seeing Okavango. Okavango Delta. I mean, I've just received some thumbs up. I feel like I'm doing a very good job right now. So the Okavango Delta. You see, my friend, after I said the thing right, they wanted to make it look like I didn't say correctly. What? This is not possible. Okay, it's a massive inland delta located in the Kalahari Desert of Botswana, formed by the Okavango River in a tectonic tough area part in the desert. So this is named as one of the 7 natural wonders Africa has, and in fact UNESCO, the World Heritage Site, they've actually designated it as one of the places that people should visit. But Botswana's democracy, currency, way of living continues to evolve. First, it was formerly a British protectorate, so it has a very interesting name. It was actually called Batswana land. So it was BECHUANA and then land. So it wasn't the Botswana that we are mentioning now. It was known as Batswana land. Interesting. Well, I'll ask my guest about it. But after gaining independence somewhere in September, exactly 30th of September 1966, the independent state was renamed to what we have now. So the spelling is Botswana. That's what we all know now. But before then, it was known as the Batswana land. Interesting. Now, Botswana has maintained an uninterrupted tradition of democratic elections, making it Africa's oldest surviving democracy. And it's one of the best places to see in terms of wild. They have quite a number of interesting things in there. But what else we want to know about the country? Botswana, the people of Botswana are called Batswana. Batswana. Oh, okay. So, in fact, when my guest comes in, they'll help me with that. I think that the singular is Motswana. So, if it's just you, it's Motsana. So, like the way you say, oh, this is a Ghanaian, or this is a South African, or this is a Togolese. You say this is Botswana. I hope I got it right. But Botswana is a mash of many different tribes. One main ones being the Tswana. That's like 79%. And then they have the Kalanga, which is about 11%. And then there's the Basawa, which is like 3%. So I understand these are more like the Bushmen, that area. So others include the Bai. Listen, guys, listen. The history here about Botswana, it's a lot. And in some few minutes, I'll be introducing my guest to join me in the conversation. And that's right, it's about time. When you hear that, it means that my guests are seated or almost seated, and you're ready to have that conversation. I'm playing this song because actually it's a popular demand from my technician today. He says this is his favorite song. I don't know why. And he's not even dancing to it. That's the problem I'm having right now. Listen, guys, if you just missed some grand entrance from my guest. I mean, buy one get one free for the anana. Hey, Billy man, we are the girl them sugar. Sometimes when the girl them banana, we are the girl them sugar. Sometimes when the girl them banana, we are the girl them sugar. Sometimes when the girl them banana, the girl them sugar. Sometimes when the girl them banana, hey, all the sun, listen, if I follow my guest today, we will not have the show. And my guests are seated today. Well, good afternoon to you, ladies. Yes, you can go ahead. Your mic is on. How are you doing?
Very well, thank you.
Oh, yes, you can join that one. How are you doing?
Hello, I'm good.
So, you know what? I've been trying so hard. I've been rehearsing your names for some days now. Pardon me if I think I was going to butcher it. So I'm not going to put myself through that right now. I'll just allow you to go ahead and mention your names and teach me how to mention it the right way. So who's going to start?
Okay, I'll start.
Okay.
Miss Sam.
Uh-huh.
And please don't ask me what it means.
I shouldn't ask you what it means.
It's quite, like, I wouldn't know how to explain it, but my name is Lesang Lebaking. It's quite a long explanation. And so yeah, Lesang Lebaking.
Lesang Lebaking. Interesting. Hey, Lesang. I'll ask you because we really want to know what it means. Now that you drew my attention, I was like, I'm just going to allow it slide. But now that you mentioned, I'm like, okay, that means there's something really interesting about this meaning. But you're. Should I try it? No, I'm not going to try.
Try it, please, try it.
I should try.
We'll see how you met our
Yes.
I know mine is the hardest. Let's see.
Oh no, yours is the hardest, right?
Kind of.
Okay, so it's
It's a G. Yeah.
Tebogo.
I used to try. Okay, my name is
Thank you for clapping for me.
Yeah, it's Tebogo, so you tried very well.
The name again is
Tebogo.
Tebogo.
Mukubako.
Hey, the kids have started. It's just some few minutes into the show and I'm already lost. So yours, but the pronunciation or the spelling is Tebogo.
Yes.
But the G has the H effect or something.
The G at home is ho.
Ho.
Yeah, that's the ho.
It's the roof of your mouth.
So it's taboho. Interesting.
Yes.
If I was going to be very honest, I would have been living in Botswana.
Follow us.
I should follow you. Thank you for the invitation. But yours didn't have that hawk at the end of it, because you also have a G at the end of your.
Yes.
So how?
Now my one is a diagram with the N. So the N and the G, they give them
Kiki.
as like in English it would be like English or Latin.
Oh, okay. So like the in it.
Yes.
Right. So yours is lesang
Yes.
because of the ng that it's in there. Bro, I don't think I'm too bad for this.
You're doing so well. Yeah.
I mean, I can tell. I just had to tap myself on the back and say, well done. But ladies, it's so good to have you with us in the studio. And I'm really looking forward to this conversation. And you're still listening to Big Tough Africa and 3FM 92.7. My name is Della Michelle. We are saying Kilocom, but that's what we're going to talk about right now because I started with my guest. A beautiful lady seated in the studio. They actually started with a little, should I say, is it dictation or spelling bee? You know when you go to school and you have to do some mental work, you're hoping that they shall not call you, so you try to put your head down. Well, I was called. I'm going to begin with you again, Listen, because you told me you didn't want to talk about the meaning of your name, but now I'm so curious because I really want to understand. So in Ghana, when we name as well, we have day names. So for instance, if you're born on Thursday, you're called Ya. If you're a girl, you're called Yao. If you're a boy, does that thing apply to Botswana as well?
No, not at all.
Not at all.
No. So in Batswana, we are named according to circumstances.
Okay.
Sometimes also our faith
Mm.
plays a role.
Mm.
Sometimes what the mother was going through when they were carrying you, or basically just circumstances around your coming to us. So that's the main. So far, that's what I know. But we don't have this.
The day names. Well, in Ghana too, we have that. We have children who are also named out of circumstances. Maybe this is the first time that parents has actually had a child after several years of trying. So you actually literally hear some names such as Joy. Literally
absolutely.
Because the child has brought in some joy.
In Batswana, that would be Buitumelo.
Pardon?
Joy would be Buitumelo. Buitumelo. So we have children who are named Buitumelo, which translates to joy.
Bitumelo.
Yes.
That means joy. I mean, listen, if people don't take me to Botswana, there'll be a problem here. There'll be a big problem. So that's what joy means.
Yes.
Right. But your name, what is the history behind your name?
My name. So the direct translation would be when Ghanaians say allow. Like
allow.
Let
Okay.
it be, or let her be, or let them be.
Okay.
So my mom was going through stuff that
Okay.
we're not going to discuss.
Oh, definitely.
And then when I was born, she was like, please just allow her.
Yeah.
Let it be.
Let it be.
Yeah,
So it's
that's
listen.
what well, yeah. So.
There's a longer version of it. There's a longer
Then,
version.
as I grew older and I started going to church,
Mm-hmm.
in church they used the verse where Jesus was talking to children,
Okay.
and they always use my name because the verse starts with my name, Lesang Bana Batlehonia. So
Eh?
it
Say
allows
it again. I just like how the language sounds.
Lesang Bana Batlehonia. So there's
Okay.
a verse where Jesus is talking about children and allowing children.
Oh, let the
come
little
into-
children come into
Yes,
me.
that's
Right.
yes.
So-
So when I was in church, then it became that. Then I started connecting it to, my faith.
Right. Interesting. So Lesan means allow,
Allow, yes.
or let it be, or let him be, or let them be. So if I'm in Botswana right now and I hear Lesan, I should also know that the person's trying to say something to me,
Yes.
not only a
So
name.
it's actually remember when you asked us how how you say welcome.
Welcome, yes.
Then you said if it's one person, you say it like this. If it's more than one person, you say it like this.
Right.
My one is actually a group.
A group.
It's referring to a group.
Okay.
Okay. Whoever or whatever.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Interesting. What about you? Tell me yours. I'm interested.
I was afraid you were going to ask me the meaning of it. Because definitely, there's no direct meaning, direct translation for my name, and
Right.
it has several meanings behind it. Like you could say it's thank you of some sort.
Okay.
Or
Gratitude.
Gratitude.
Yes,
Okay.
Gratitude. You're
Right.
grateful for something.
So you just
They're
say
both
table
firstborn, so our names are kind of
Complete.
Oh, right.
For
So
me,
so there's a whole firstborn situation as well.
No, but it's not necessarily
But our
that, like
parents
she
were
said.
not like,
Like she said, when you're naming a child back home, it just depends with maybe what you like. Somebody might name that child like the sunshine,
Right.
Because that's what you know. So
Right.
it's not necessarily that it has to be attached to any
Any
meaning.
meaning.
It's just what the parents would prefer to name that child.
Interesting. Well, I like this, education. Thank you so much, ladies, and I hope that you listening to me out there, you also picking up some few things. This is what the show is all about. We don't just talk about African countries the way we assume it, because we already have, this prejudgment when it comes to countries, and it's very interesting to know that there are meanings. I mean, we're kind of the same, because here in Ghana, it is literally the same. We have my name being Della means redeemer or savior. Yes, it's a Ghanaian name. It's actually named by. Oh my God,
The
ladies!
language is more. It sounds more of
yeah.
Ladies, I'm from the Volta region. No, it's Ewe actually. So
Well, I like
yes,
saying I'm Ewe and I'm in.
You like saying?
I tell people I'm Ewe, so
so they don't talk to
they
you.
don't use tree for me.
You've been very successful more than I have because for me the only problem is my name, so people assume I would be able to speak the language fluently. Yes. So usually when I get to a place where there are a lot of Voltarians, guys, I'm not saying don't make me talk, but when we get to a place where there are Voltarians, I just go by the name. Yeah, it's easier because then I can speak tree. Because is Thursday, and I was born on Thursday. It's the account's name, children on the days as well. So for a Thursday born female is Ya. If it's a guy, it is Yao. And these are things that happen in the Akan, culture and all that. So it's a little bit similar to what you have. But thank you so much. How do they say welcome again? I know you taught me that. Permit me to say that from now to 5 p.m., whatever you teach me, it stays within that time. A minute after 5, I will not remember. So how do you say welcome again?
That one is long.
Li
Amo
amo he tui.
Yes.
Li amo he tui.
Well done.
I'm learning.
In fact, after this show, oh Lord, I know where I'm heading to. but you were telling me that it was that for the singular or plural?
After a minute
So,
to five. She'll forget a minute after
More. So the li. Continue. Amo he tui is for plural. But if you want to say welcome to one person, ho, o, okay, o amo he tui.
I'm really impressed. Well done.
Listen, guys, I'm doing well. Listen, it's so rare that you have a guest actually applauding you for the little things you do. So this is my 5 minutes of fame right here because I'm really learning my language. And you're laughing at me. But ladies, before you came in, I was discussing some fun facts about the country Botswana. And I'll say that I've been doing a lot of research when it comes to this country. You know why? Because the first time I came across Botswana, it was actually on a TV show. It was a reality show that had almost every national in Africa in one house, and it was one of like the biggest reality shows on the continent by then. That I'm talking about Big Brother Africa. And I saw a few of the the housemates coming in from Botswana. I was like, oh, these people are fire. Then I was like, wait, there is some similarities here, especially for countries it's very interesting how you see similarities among like Eastern African, nationals and Southern African nationals and West African nationals. So I was like, there seem to be a lot of similarities. Which ones is more peculiar? Like when people see Botswana more, what are some of the countries that people be like, oh, are you people the same? Do you behave the same?
So I'm not sure if I'm getting the question right, but I'm usually for some reason always placed in East Africa.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm always. Are you Kenyan?
Oh, I think you do look Kenyan actually. Thinking about that.
And sometimes they place me in South Africa.
Oh, interesting.
Are you South African? No, I'm not South African. When I say I'm from Batswana, most of the people I meet, they don't know where Botswana is.
Really?
Most of them.
Yes.
They don't know where Botswana is. Is it in South Africa? No, it's not in South Africa. Is it? Then I have to so
explain.
I'm so grateful for this opportunity.
Right.
And this show. We were sitting there like, wow, this is so educated.
Yeah.
So keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you. You heard it for the first time.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm usually placed in the east.
Right.
I don't know. I think it's because of my features.
Right. Actually, thinking about it and looking at you closely, you might have easily gone away with a Kenyan. You're easily gone away with a Kenyan. You would have easily gone away with a Ghanaian.
Really?
Yes.
I'm home.
You're home, right?
Yeah.
But we are talking about the country. I did mention a fun fact about Botswana being, a landlocked nation located in the southern part of Africa. I talked about your population that is close, hovering between 2.2, 2.3 million, making it one of the least densely populated in the world. But then it also was ranked as a place where living standard is quite high in Africa. Tell us about Botswana. I mean, let's look at first of it. When you came to Ghana, comparing the standard of living in Ghana to Botswana, how was it like for you?
Let me take that
Yes.
one. First and foremost, Ghana is a beautiful country, but we come from a place where, like you already said, low density.
Yeah.
And coming here, there are many people want for us to do, and then the arrangement of the villages and the towns,
Right.
it's very different from home. We have a certain way because we have so much space in our country. So our planning of the villages and the towns and the cities, there is that demarcated homesteads.
Right.
Unlike here where you find it in some areas, but in other areas we find the compound houses where people are like kind of all living
in one
for
place.
us, there are those demarcations where. So that was something that for me was, okay, this is something new. And it was really different for me. And the fact that you can also pass through, easily without even bothering about whoever is there, minding them. But in our country, you can't do that because you have to respect the demarcations.
Okay.
So that was something that I found to be very different about it.
What about you?
I think I share the same sentiment.
Okay.
That's the first thing I noticed, how easily, I wouldn't say population because it sounds, but lots of people.
Lots of people.
I went to the market. I was so overwhelmed.
You don't have markets.
You don't have this
We have
Madinas.
they think, no people in Botswana now, they think they have, they be like, these people, they're not representing us well. Yes.
Really?
Because they think they haven't seen a market. The last time I went to the market, I was overwhelmed. Like I looked everywhere. And
You
there were
freeze.
people
You freeze when
around
you're
you.
from Botswana and then you get to the
Yeah.
likes of Medina. I mean, that's the
That was
experience I
it.
had this
Yeah.
December when I went to Medina.
Yeah.
I was with a friend of mine, a Ghanaian friend of mine. But when we got there, I was like, and I stayed in Kenya, so I've seen a market before, but
Right.
it was more organized than here. So where I'm like looking for vegetables and then next there's fish, there's clothes, there's everything here. So that for us is foreign.
Oh.
So it's
but
something
it's
different.
Yeah.
Really?
But for some reason, my husband enjoys it.
Yeah.
And they always, apparently here, the woman is the one who goes to the market.
Yeah.
Sometimes when I go with them, they're like, you're sitting at home, and the husband comes to the market, I'm like,
You can. You get overwhelmed.
That's different. Yeah, I become very overwhelmed.
We have more of supermarkets, and,
Right.
they're everywhere in the country, you know, so it's more organized
Yeah.
when it comes
What
to
is that?
shopping.
Your shopping.
Shopping is
Shopping
much
to this
easier.
one,
And I
send
said,
it to her.
I don't know, going to, you know, so you see, I'm from Cape Town. The moment I heard about this, I was like, it's an opportunity for me to go to ShopRite, your Aqua Mall, your
Yeah,
Junction
yeah,
Mall,
yeah.
and then do my shopping in Cape Town.
Right.
It's a struggle for me in Cape Coast to get my supplies the
Mm.
way I'm used to from home.
Right.
Because then I have to just go to Malcolm, and
Yeah.
that's it.
Mm.
You know, because the markets, it's
It's not what you're used to.
No,
But there's so much.
What I
But
love about the market
I was gonna say there's so much buzz and life.
No, the one thing that stood out for me
Right.
about the market in Ghana is the women there.
Right.
Yeah, how sound they are in doing business, you know, the entrepreneurial skills that they have, the interaction with their customers. I mean, I've been for a couple of times. I went to do like clothes shopping with my friends.
Right.
The negotiating skills that I don't have, and I
Really?
think it's because of the supermarkets that we have. You buy
Right.
what
You
have.
buy and then
The
you go.
price that is
That's
there.
it.
Right.
Yeah, that's why I loved the energy.
Mm.
It's just the number the number overwhelmed me.
The-
But when I paid closer attention, the engagement,
Right.
the interaction with customers, the way they handle customers, the way the customers present themselves,
Themselves.
the negotiation of the price,
Yeah.
trying to bring it down, like that was exciting for me.
I mean, it's always exciting when you go to the market because for me, as a Ghanaian who lives here, I'm a part of this. I mean, growing up, it's something we do in the house. You go with your parents when
Yeah.
they're going to the market, especially your mother. You go, you try and navigate with them, and then very soon you start making friends with people in the market. So, for instance, you go to one particular place, and then the trader now recognize you. So, in Ghana, we say "madamfo," "madamfo" for friend. So, what they say, "madamfo." How do you say friend? How do you say friend here? Tala. Eh? Tala.
SALA.
Tala.
Sala.
Right. Small. So, but like that's how they call our friends, and you know, it makes it much interesting to want to be into the market. So that's actually the first thing for you.
It's actually something that for me, more especially from my profession, it's something that I appreciate about the country, like she said. The entrepreneurial interaction, you know, it encourages also the small men to go and put food on the table, which for us, when you give the money to the supermarkets, this is something that you'd feel if we were also able to allow our own little small businesses to flourish like that and support each other, buy from the big businesses to run, you know, it also helps the economy in some ways. So, you won't find many people going hungry. And again, the humility of the people here. Oh, that one is something we give to Ghana.
If you're Ghanaian, clap.
The humility is so humbling. It's something I take home with.
Really?
Yeah. And we always appreciate and tell the Ghanaians, like, you know what, people, you are very nice. It comes from the day you enter the airport to the day, from the taxi man that takes you to wherever you want to go. Their willingness to help, give out all they have for you without even expecting anything. You know, it's so humbling that I get these
Goosebumps when I talk about it.
Yes, the experience. Even my colleagues back in the Philippines, I've told them several times about this, and they tell you, please be careful, you'll be mad. And I'm like, not in Ghana. I'm not in Ghana because my security is my people around me. Everyone. There was a time I went to the market actually. I was very thirsty. And there's this mama selling water. I was approaching her, and there's another woman. She got there before me, and then she got the water, and I was panting for breath because of the high hill and the steep. So the lady noticed, and then she's like, "Oh, have this water." And I was not even speaking anything that said I'm not Ghanaian. It's not about because we are foreigners that they treat us like that, but generally the way you treat your people, the way you treat other people, we felt so at home coming here, like that welcoming. It's something that Ghana for me, that's a take home.
How long have you been in Ghana for?
3 years now.
3 years now.
My third year.
This is your third year, and you?
4 years.
4 years.
Last night that we came here. It's me, my husband, and citizenship.
Yes.
And I was like, we came here alone. All our people are back home in Zambia and Botswana. And I was like, but if you hear my children say, we are going to granny, we are going, like as if it's their biological,
We feel we
grandmother.
belong.
And when we get there, the way this new relationship, the people that we've met, the
Right.
elderly women that we've met, the way we treat my kids, you'd think I'm their daughter. Like they are
Right.
spoiled, they buy them this and that.
Right.
And for me, the love.
Right.
It's a very humbling
Yeah,
trait about
it's
the
too much.
family.
What?
It's too much.
It's too much. Well, we are really humbled by this.
Thank you so much.
We're really humbled about this. But tell us about your country. I mean, your husband is actually a friend of mine. I know him because he's been on this show before. Come on, shout out to you. I'm sure he's listening right now. He's like, this one not mentioning my name. Well, we just did. Thank you so much. But I also want to find out from you, because this is a question that I asked him, and when any guest who comes into the studio is a question that trying to find out with regard to the living condition. You know, here in Ghana, for instance, we do they have touched on like accommodation plans. In Ghana, for instance, we do a year upfront, 6 months upfront, 2 years upfront. But how is it like in Botswana, acquiring an accommodation in Botswana? I know it's different, but tell us about it.
I'm one person who actually kind of struggled with accommodation here. That was one thing that for me, with paying for accommodation for the whole year ahead, it's something I was not comfortable with, because
Right.
what happens if you don't like the conditions? And you know, people don't sell everything ahead of time. Until you are inside, that's when you will learn some of the things that you don't like. So back home, what we do is you pay at least 2 months ahead. Like you pay for now, and then you pay a security for 1 month, and then you keep paying every month. So it also allows people who don't have money to also have decent accommodation, because
Right.
you're able to pay as demanded then. You know, small kakra.
Now you are deep into the word. You said kakra, small. How do you say small in your language? Eh?
You won't get it.
No, we're going to be very patient.
Ho le honye. Holy honye.
Yeah.
So holy honye.
Yeah.
Oh my god! You know why? Because when you first said it, when you rushed through it, it sounded like something that a Ghanaians will say, like onoko. So onoko in Ghana means something of yours, like you have something. So onoko unye. Unye means you're holding.
Okay.
You know. So when you said oh look, it just took my mind to.
So we've got a lot of.
Yes.
Yeah.
And what language is this one in particular?
Setswana.
Setswana.
It's a common
Setswana.
language. Yeah.
So Setswana is a very common
It's
language.
a common language. Almost everyone in Botswana can speak Setswana, because
It's like
it's our
free. So.
Yeah. It's like your go-to everyday language. Interesting. But
Although
you,
we are very diverse, but like Setswana is like the one that's, I think, easier to learn.
easier to learn.
We actually use it in all our schools.
Okay.
Government schools,
So
we
we have
use
two
it as a
official
common.
languages, English and Setswana.
Okay. Interesting. So you were telling us about the upfront payment, and
Yes, it's something I find it can disable people to get decent accommodation, make it difficult if you don't have that accommodation. I mean that amount that is called for. It becomes difficult, but not because you cannot afford, but you can afford
in parts,
yes,
right?
small parts. So back home, what we do is you pay, like if it's a year, you pay 12 months. I mean every month.
Every month you pay.
You know, your rent is due 31.
And if you decide I want to change because I've sourced another accommodation that I can afford better, you are free to say, can I now, serve my notice for a month and then I go. But here it's a loss to you, because you paid for 12 months, you've blocked some people to enter as well.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. And well, I was going to ask about you, if you want to share that experience, or does it differ from what
No, it's the same thing.
Good. You said it well.
I think generally it's the same thing.
Right.
How it is. Whether you are in the village or you are in the city, you are expected to pay that security amount, and then from the monthly. So
it's basically the same.
Yeah.
I know that the name of your currency is Pula.
Pula.
Really?
Rain.
Which means rain. Yes, I'm just reading.
Rain.
Listen, Crying will not kill me in the studio today. But when I saw something really caught me about the name of the currency. I mean, meaning rain. That's what you say in Setswana, the local language Setswana, and it says since much of Botswana is desert, rainfall is rare event in the country and therefore highly valuable and considered as a blessing. Tell us about that. I mean, in Ghana, well, we are arguing that there's global warming, so there's a lot of rains when you don't expect rains, there's a lot of heat when you don't expect heat, but we know that in Ghana, for instance, we have two major seasons, the dry seasons and the rainy seasons. What is it like in Botswana?
So we have the three seasons. We have,
Okay.
No, is it three?
Four seasons.
Four seasons.
Okay.
We have autumn, we have winter, we have
Winter.
and
Yes.
summer. Yeah, we
So
have
it snows in
Extremely
Trust
cold
me.
in winter.
It's cold.
What
We
you
went
say
to
is
Botswana,
cold here when it's raining or drizzling, and then you start wearing your cardigans. In
Hey.
Botswana, you will not survive the
We
cold.
don't have snow.
We never ever
But
wear
it's
these
cold.
because Ghana is hot for us throughout.
Yes.
Wow.
So it's because I just wanted to
Yeah.
represent, you know.
Well, we'll talk about that one. You talk about what you do here, but you can finish your statement, your point on the
So,
weather.
We have the four seasons. And,
Okay.
But also we have the rainy season
Okay.
and where it's dry. So usually the winter season it will be dry. So when the rainy season comes, sometimes the rain is so little because of our semi-arid?
Yes, semi-arid, yeah.
weather. So now, because water is life,
Right.
when it rains, we know that life has been brought back. People crawlies start coming out. And we are just happy and we celebrate that. So that's why they named our currency after Pula, because we consider Pula to be very sacred.
And again, when it starts raining, that's the time to plow, the time when our cattle start
So that
doing
there's going to
better.
be food.
Right.
We rely so much on agriculture as well.
Interesting. It's quite interesting because hearing you talk actually it brings my mind to many things, especially things that we're likely to take for granted because we feel that you are privileged enough to have it, all the time. But I'm really interested about the cold season that you're talking about, the winter season, like when it gets cold. Usually, what is the temperature there like? Because I know, for instance, in Kenya, it's literally always cold in Nairobi. That's a part in Kenya, but and then we're like, there are winters in Africa.
I stayed in Kenya.
Yes.
For 2 years.
For 2 years. How did you survive
Kenya
it?
will tell you Kenya is cold. Botswana is
It's colder.
Winter.
Wow.
Yes, so the Kenyans who have gone to my country know the extreme.
It's extremely
because
cold.
it's either extremely hot during summer and extremely cold during winters.
Yeah.
Like some parts of Botswana, like Lobate, for instance, you find even a tap, you won't get water from the tap in the morning. It's all on ice.
Wow.
Yes, so it gets to that, but we are able to manage our, we have those warm clothes and stuff.
Interesting. Well, if,
The lowest degree, like 18
there are places where we've gone to zeros,
Zeros.
at night.
And then we get cold fronts. When it's a cold front, then it's extreme. It can go like below the zeros.
There are times when the schools have to be closed because it's really cold.
It's
or
really
you
cold.
have to overdress the children outside the uniform that is allowed in school because of the cold temperature.
So the mornings and the night are
Extremely cold.
It can get a bit manageable during the day,
during the day.
but the mornings and the night are so.
Interesting. Well, if you just tuned in. Yes, we can.
With regards to our winter, one of the months say WCO, literally translating to you can't visit at night because we don't have enough blankets.
It's called what?
Say
WCO. Directly translated into do not visit
Visit
at
us
night.
at night or anyone at night. So
that
say
Is that cool?
Yes,
You can
that's
get that.
June.
In June.
June, yeah. So
Why do I feel like I want to?
June, July.
Why do I feel like I want to experience this coldness?
But when you get there, make sure you have your blanket with you.
Yeah.
Really? Because, I don't know. There's something so interesting about it. I'm like, Sir Victor, I want to go and experience that. But if you just tune in, you're listening to Beats Africa Radio here from 92.7. And my my name is Della Michelle. My guest in the studio today. In fact, I need to refer to their names so I get it right. I have Lesang in the studio. Lesang is spelled Lesang, but the ng makes it the sound. So we have Lesang, and then I have Teboho. I am so proud of my progress right now. It's not funny.
Great gets busy on this frequency. 92.7 3 FM. frequency 92.7 3 FM.
Yes, you added some new songs to your playlist. We took you all the way to Batswana. If you just tuned in, this is Beats Africa Radio 3 FM 92.7. One of my guests is literally tearing because she's hearing songs from her country. Lesang, what is this doing to you?
It's just taking me back home. Like, you know when they say there's no place like home.
Right.
I mean, home is where the heart is.
Right.
Always. I carry my country with me everywhere I go. My blood is black, blue, and white. It doesn't matter where you place me. Home,
Yeah.
Botswana will always be.
Botswana will always be your
That's
home.
where my lineage is. That's where my ancestors are, and I'm so proud.
Ah.
So hearing this music, I had a rush of emotion.
Right.
Because, you know.
Well, this is what the show is all about.
Earlier on, you asked about what's peculiar, the peculiar traits about
Botswana people.
You know, when you play the song and then the emotions
Yeah.
how they come out.
Yeah.
Botswana are people who's been home.
Right.
We don't normally go outside. When you see us in Ghana, in your Zambia, or other countries, it's because we went there to see whatever we're there for temporarily. But we will always go.
You always go back home.
Botswana are not people who like being outside.
Right.
So I personally feel that, like you see, the emotions he was showing, she misses home.
Yeah.
And I was in Botswana in June last year.
So it's surprising how you're missing it all over again. But this is what the show is all about. You know, where we get to not just talk about the countries and make people understand that there's so much beauty here in Africa, but it transcends to languages, to food, to the people, to the music. Very soon we'll be talking about food. Don't worry, nobody likes food more than me on this show. Listen, my listeners know that when it comes to food, I am number one.
Yeah.
FM. Your urban lifestyle radio.
Listen, it's getting interesting in the studio.
I understand.
I'm learning so much. I'm so sorry. I'm going to share all those with you.
Lifestyle Radio. DJ busy on this frequency. 92.7 3 FM.
And time check some 40 minutes after 4. We're still talking Botswana. My guests are still in the studio with me. We've been having a whole dance fever in the studio. You know, we've been dancing to some good tunes from Botswana. And I understand the song in the background means "Take Me Back Home," the road that takes me back home. You know, and earlier we had Table talk about the fact that, you know, Botswanans are people who are not really far from home. They always want to be home. So this is a road that says "Take me back home," you know, irrespective of whatever is going on. But let's now talk about food, because I am dying to eat very new things. You know, I really like to explore when it comes to food. But what are some of the amazing dishes that one can enjoy in Botswana?
Should I go?
Yes, you can go.
So we have thing, which is fermented sorghum. I don't know if you have sorghum.
Yes, sorghum. Yeah.
I've never seen sorghum in Ghana. Is it there somewhere?
Yeah, it's usually in the northern part. You know, the northern part is very common there.
Yeah, so we have thing, and we are big meat eaters.
Okay.
Beef and goat.
Okay.
So you have your thing, which is loswa.
Cow meat.
Yes. So you have thing with loswa. Some part of the bone is called losao. And then some part is siswa from my region.
Okay.
Or you pair your thing with tribe, like cow is
Okay.
I learned recently that it's called cow, that's right? Cow.
Yeah, tau. Yes, tau.
So
Yeah.
you pair it with that. Or then we also have pap.
Pap.
Yeah,
I have tasted pap.
Then you have it with like your greens, like your moroho. We call it moroho.
Moroho.
Moroho is like your spinach. Your greens.
Okay. Like contemporary kind of. Okay.
And then we have a delicacy as well, but it's not eaten everywhere in Botswana. It's called mopani worm. So it's like a caterpillar, mopani worm.
Mopani worm.
Honey. It's called honey.
Okay.
So it's a caterpillar that grows on the mopani tree.
Okay.
Yes, then mopani tree, then we harvest it. Then she'll show you a picture.
Yeah, I mean, I'm interested.
So then pair your thing with that mopani or pani stew, or sometimes you can fry it.
The caterpillar, no?
Yes.
We are frying it.
Yes.
I'm out for this thing is looking like hey.
That's something I prepared here in Ghana.
You prepared in Ghana?
Yeah,
But where did you get this caterpillar from? You brought this one from the house.
Don't tell the customs.
At this point, hey.
That would be our contemporary. That's our
worms.
Yes.
And,
that's our delicacy in Ghana.
Hey, no, I'm out for. I don't understand this thing. So what?
Jana, if you come and visit us, you're going to try it.
I mean, definitely, I'm coming to visit you, but I want to. I want to find out if I'm prepared to try it. But
be brave.
because I know that Abiam in the Ashanti region, there's this white thing. Is it boko?
Yes, I've seen that.
Boko.
From the palm.
Yes, from the palm.
But then apparently this one, from the people I gave to taste, apparently it tastes like dried fish.
Yeah.
When you take it to dry like a snack, like you can have it dry without cooking. That one was cooked, like I prepared it as a snack.
Okay.
You can also have it as a little snack.
Sometimes when we are going to school, we take in our pockets and then we stick on the
I did that though. I like.
No, they're dry.
They are dry. I'm wondering if you could be going and catching them.
Yes, we can also touch it when it's still alive and just,
I think she comes from the side.
I come from the region where but we come from popular.
Okay.
We really enjoy it.
Alright. Hey. The food has confused me.
But also we have many dishes. That
Right.
we have the dumplings that I realize the Ghanaians like a lot.
Dumplings,
Like Ghanaian
yes.
friends.
Yes.
They, when prepared, they look like your bantu.
Yes.
That is from bread.
Oh wow.
It's from flour.
Okay.
Like it's the soft flour. We say
Okay.
hard and soft,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
So this one we make from what we call your soft flour.
Mhm.
Then we make it with a stew.
Right.
For us, it's all-purpose flour, cake flour, whatever flour, but it's not the hard flour that
No,
you use.
right.
Your bread it tastes different from our own.
Okay.
I don't know why you could use the same flour, but the preparation methods may
It's
be
different.
So I only do the loaf here.
Okay.
It's too soft.
Oh,
Our
wow.
food are hard. You have the swallow food.
Yeah.
We do not swallow food without chewing.
We have
in our
to chew.
country.
You have to chew it.
You have to chew everything.
Unless it's a porridge, like
Unless-
hot dog
yeah.
or porridge.
Right.
But our porridge is not like your cocoa.
Yes.
Cocoa.
Cocoa.
Yeah, I love that.
You love the cocoa, eh? Well, we'll give you that cocoa every day.
Yeah. Even if we have our meal, we don't prepare it that way.
So the dumplings, you have it with what? You said it tastes like bread?
It's bread.
Okay.
I think you pair it with stew,
Right.
chicken stew.
Right.
So it's a very warming dish. So usually we have it in cold days because sometimes even in the summer we can have extremely cold weather. Then you see everybody posting, yeah, today is this is time for dumpling and
Wow.
then we also have
with
some
leg cow feet.
Right.
But we don't prepare our cow feet the way you prepare them.
Yeah.
How do you prepare yours?
They boil, they prepare, and they make a stew out of it. Like the sliminess of is it the
tasted the one.
Here before.
It's kind
No.
of different. I don't know what they make it, but I've tried it. And we don't do wele.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
We don't do wele. We use the skin for preparing other things, like your bags and our mats, floor
Teresa,
mats.
you don't chew willy. But have you tried chewing willy in Ghana?
Yeah.
Nede. You see, it's nice.
It's more like the cow.
Don't worry.
I'll not comment.
Listen, if you are eating wache and there's no willy, you have to question yourself.
Wacha
Yeah,
is actually our favorite, my favorite,
Yeah.
but I can't take wele.
Oh, so you like wache?
I like wacha.
You with
But
what?
my favorite Ghanaian dish is kobe.
Hey, hey, they are masters in the game. She said gobe. She didn't even say bizo. She said gobe. You like it, huh? Ah, the gobe. Do people have gobe? You know,
We have
in
actually
Botswana?
the name is similar to our name kobe. Just call it
Oh
kobe.
yes, the cow.
But back home how we prepare is different. Sometimes we add your maize,
Mhm.
pounded maize, like it's crushed maize, yeah.
Okay.
So we mix with that and then that's the powder. But for you here, you mix with your plantain.
Yes.
I love the mixture of the sweetness
And the
salt.
red
The
oil.
red and the
The
garlic.
red. Oh, it's the gobe. It's the gobe. Right. At this point, I'm putting your mic on silent. Let's see,
No, it depends with the joint.
and when I tell you drink water, then you know that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorted for the
Pure
game.
water. Pure water. Pure water. It's important.
At this point, you are going for a needless break. Survivor, they no one go be. You follow me saying get 3 cities go be. And then mix it well for you the way Tomiko was, describing the mix. It means that you are sorted for life. Very soon we'll be activating the phone lines for you to call in and also give us your comments with regard to Botswana. But my guys, the food I saw, the caterpillar on. Hey! You know what they bust my brain about this one is the fact that you can have some in your pockets. Then when I go to school, you are throwing like we are chewing granite.
Yes. We also have granite at home, but we call it peanuts. Yeah.
You call it peanuts. So do you do the peanut butter soup, the one we do here?
No. Actually, Batswana are not big on soup like here.
Mm.
We do not like this whole dish of fufu and covered with soup.
Mm.
We are not soup people. Soup. It's small,
Gravy,
just
nyana.
gravy, you know.
Nyana, and then you have your Morocco
Yeah.
contemporary. My favorite dish is actually the contemporary. That range.
Right. So people don't do a lot of soup. So the
No,
banku
we
and
don't.
okra that we are doing here.
The okay, banku and okra, it's at least it's small, but the fufu and the light soup. I like light soup, but for drinking, not with the fufu. Fufu I can't take.
You can't take
because
fufu?
It's a swallow food.
And
For
you're
me,
used to
there's no taste,
chewing
taste
before,
in it.
right?
Yeah.
It's interesting. It's not easy in other countries. I said, those of you who swallow fufu like that, you know. Especially today being a Sunday, you have your fufu and your light soup and you're sweating. Can't go do that in Botswana. You don't eat pepper in Botswana?
No.
Hey!
We do just small amount, but it's not as much as here.
And there, when we are come with our own pepper.
Yes, please do. Otherwise you will throw up because of the food.
The pepper we have.
Mm.
It's a long chili.
The chilies,
yeah.
okay.
And it's
That's
not
one
as
we
delicious, the pepper here. That pepper here. My husband was here in December. He likes pepper, but
That chili
when he
pepper.
got here, his tolerance was like, no.
If you want to somebody must chill, like if you want to chill with the big boys,
You mean your husband can't bamba?
No, he can't get big bamba.
He can't bamba in Ghana.
Bamba.
Abiam, play bam bam for her husband. Because if you come to Ghana, you want to chill with the big boys. And one nimeko no, and one nimeko. You know sometimes people even put pepper in the gobe. Have you seen that thing before? The gobe. People put the red pepper that they've grind inside. Because the way we love the pepper, oh my God. So, husband, this is a special shout out for you.
Let me tell them how the thing goes. How the thing goes. Okay. Chevy make a samoa. Say my kid I go drink up. You want to bamba? You want to team with the big boys? Now you the wrong, get you the wrong, get a drink with a drop cup. Hey, let me see how the thing goes.
When you finish eating the pepper, you see how the thing go. Well, it's now time to activate the phone lines. Numbers to call 0592 928 795 or 0208 227 290.
Okay.
3FM 92.7, Urban Lifestyle Radio Station.
But also, we have some questions coming in, and some of our listeners want to find out really what do you do in Ghana here. I mean, you came here 3 years ago. You've been here 4 years ago. You moved with the family to Ghana. You were here. Your husband did come visit, as you said, in December. Yes. So, what really brought you to Ghana?
I'm a UCC student,
Okay.
so I'm based in the coast. I was sent by the Batswana University of Agriculture and Natural Resources.
Okay.
I wish you could send some people there, to do the meat processing thing, so you could have more meat here in Ghana.
You want to send people to Batswana?
Yes, please, for meat.
For meat processing.
The best beef in the world comes from Batswana. So if you want to learn about beef processing and meat handling and all,
Okay.
how we do at home, you would love your home. Even Steve Harvey said it on national TV that the best beef in the world comes from Batswana.
Hey.
Please, for you to bring and have the best, bring your people to my university, Batswana University of Agriculture and Natural Resources, because we handle the meat, from the rearing of the animals and all. So I'm a lecturer in the Batswana University of Agriculture and Natural Resources, and I'm here doing my graduate studies.
Okay. PhD. I used to see. Interesting. So I mean, you did talk about how Botswana is heavy on agric. Listen, you mentioned that earlier, that Botswana is heavy on agric. Is that the main driver of the economy for Botswana?
No, so our economy is like the well-known driver of our economy is obviously the diamonds, the minerals.
Okay.
The minerals, and also our, like you were mentioning earlier when you were introducing the country, our tourism.
Yeah, right.
And agriculture is also coming up.
the third end.
We are trying
Okay.
to.
But it used to be top.
Yes.
to contribute more until then the diamonds were discovered.
Oh, right.
So the sector, but it still remains as the main employer,
Okay.
especially in the rural areas.
In the rural
So
areas.
that's why it plays a very important role to our economy. So
Interesting.
although contributing little, the employment part
Comes from there.
And also, like she was saying, that we have ample land,
Mm-hmm.
particularly in the villages.
Right.
Then it's so easier for you to like do subsistence farming. You'd have cattle, you'd have your goats, you'd have your chickens, you'd have your sorghum, your millet.
Right.
What now actually in Botswana it's they're harvesting. No, not harvesting. They're starting to enjoy. Yeah, it's harvesting.
Yeah.
It's not harvesting, but they're starting to enjoy the yields from the field.
Yeah, they're still plowing.
Is it January?
Yeah, January, so summer is still plowing. The plowing season ends in February.
It ends in February. Okay, then right after February you'll be seeing some.
March, April will be harvesting, and then the
Interesting.
dry season will come until the rain.
So like most households rely on feeding themselves from agriculture.
Right.
Either farming and growing food,
Right.
or cattle farming or
Mm.
chicken farming. Now the young ones, I don't think it's not because it's their specialty. I said the young ones are coming out and doing poultry and
Right.
flourishing. in that
Right.
area.
So basically, you're seeing the trend that it's in Ghana here now that many people are also venturing into agriculture. For a very long time, there were so many. I don't know how it was like.
Hey, Soma, what's up?
I always say it's because of how we market agriculture. I mean, if
Right.
you take my face and put it before an agri advert,
Well, we are buying the product. If it is the sorghum you are selling, we are buying it.
so if you take that old mama and my grandmother working in the field, agriculture is poorly represented
Right.
in the youth area. So if you were to do better there is that the machines and try to market it better. You see, the reason why I even came wearing this was because because I see Ghana also does well in agriculture. It's also the backbone of.
Right.
So it's something we share in common
Yes,
as the
with-
two countries.
yeah.
So, and in North here you produce more of the tubers, and back home we produce the grains.
Okay.
So because our diets are totally
Totally
different.
different.
The
Right.
grain and the meat.
Right. He looks like Lesson really like the
The
meat.
meat burger.
The goats here, my son when he was like, this baby goat, but that for us back home our goats are this big.
That was an apapo your son saw. And apapo is a very integral part of the goat family. That apapo you don't feed it and drink water drop cup. You're still listening to Beats Africa here from 92.7. My name is Della Michelle. Today we are talking Botswana. But you know what? In Botswana, I know the capital city of Botswana is called Gaborone. Listen, I have.
From today,
Yeah.
say my name is Bella, I'm Botswana.
Okay, you already have to name me. What name would you give me? So I start, preparing with that one. I look at my face.
Hatimo, yeah.
What does
It's
it?
like sunshine.
Hatimo.
Patimo.
Hatimo.
Hello.
So that could translate to glory
Oh,
or shine.
hallelujah! Hey, listen. From tomorrow, in fact, from now, my name is Patimo Della. Oh, it's amazing. But do you have a lot of rural urban migration like the way you see in Ghana? Usually the capital city becomes like the place where there's so much development, there's much buzz. Is that the same here? Do you see, because Accra is our capital city, so you see a lot of buzz going in and out. Is that the same way?
Yeah, I mean, wants to go where the boat is.
Right,
You know, I
right.
think across Africa, you know.
Right.
But then I think also population plays, like you were saying, we are not that densely.
Okay,
But
okay.
yes, we, back in the day, most of our parents moved to towns and cities to go and look for greener pastures.
Right, right.
But now with agriculture coming back into fashion,
Yeah.
some of the youngsters are now going back home to
Back home.
to their villages to
Right.
do that.
Right.
So I think it's
I tend to disagree with that.
Yeah.
Like I said from the beginning of the show, Batswana are people who deliver.
Mm.
When they move, it's because they're going to find the greener pastures. But the
Yes.
rural migration is not as highly as what I see here, because we can have buses not moving as a full every day, like we see here. Like every time I come to this place, there's, you know,
But also
congestion buses.
population
Right.
plays a big role.
But then again, something I also learned from this previous festive season.
Yeah.
Accra was packed.
Yeah.
Back home it would be the opposite.
Yeah.
We are going back to the villages to
Okay.
see on our grandmothers,
Okay.
our extended
We go
families.
home.
We enjoy being home during the festivities.
Right.
But
But
here
then
I
we are
saw
in the
people were
city.
coming to the
Right.
city.
Right.
to get the goal.
So does it mean that nightlife is different in Botswana? Ah, did we just go there? I can tell you used to party a lot.
No, actually, the reason why I was dodging is because I'm not a night person.
You're not a
so
night person.
I can't comment much on that.
Let's looks like she used to have a good nightlife.
No, I still do.
Oh! So tell us about it.
It's fun. Like, the first thing actually, another thing I didn't mention about
Mm.
moving to Accra. Hey, when I got here and we went into, how do you say it, the filling station.
Right.
And Savannah was staring at me and I'm like, hey, Savannah in the filling station. So like, then I realized that the men are not much, they don't drink as
Much.
as
Mm.
no, we like party. We party. We party. We party. 6 to 6.
Mm.
Then we can go.
6 to
so
6.
the nightlife where you must be, if you want to chill with the big boss, you must come prepared.
You must come prepared.
You come and party and
Yay.
just chill and enjoy. Whether you are in the, but now they have like laws that are trying to
Regulate it. Right.
yeah, well, we can take the party to now. Our general consumer will be so like, what are you saying? Like, so we say, shout out to you. We love you.
I mean, no, because
No,
we.
like the
Mhm.
nightlife, you have the most fun.
You have the most fun. I mean, we've had quite a number of people from other countries coming in, and all of them claiming the nightlife in
No,
their
the
country
nightlife
is top most. I hear people say, hey, Ghanaians don't party as much as we do. But you're saying that Botswana's own. Charlie, it looks like
Nobody can go above.
it looks like my itinerary just increased for my trip to Botswana. You wanted to say something?
No, I honestly can't comment with the nightlife.
Right.
I'm clueless.
You're clueless.
No, this woman, tell the truth. Okay, she's not the nightlife kind of person.
Right.
But she can chill.
She can chill. I can tell. Thank you so much. Listen, thank you, because I knew you were going to tell me, because you
No,
look
I
like.
love fun.
Mhm.
I love fun, but I'm not the kind to go around and, I love fun when we're centered in one place. So
Right.
I can't really just
Right.
But I know my friends, my family, they kind of love fun too.
Right.
They drink to super sometimes.
Yeah.
I'm not saying you. But I do enjoy and
Did you do a lot of beach activity?
we do not have a beach. We're a landlocked country.
Hey, sorry.
If we had a beach, we would
It's Abiamu menu at that question.
we're landlocked.
Oh, so you don't have a beach at all?
Water, it's rain.
So wait,
Then we play in the rain.
so when you came, I mean, you were in Cape Coast, so you get to see the beach, the coast part in Accra too. There's Labadi, there's Kokobite, Rehab, and all this. So how does it make you feel like going to the beaches? Like how do you feel?
It's very relaxing.
Mhm.
It's nice, like for myself with my workload. When I get tired, I just decide to take boats and go wherever the beach area, and then I come back on the coast because the water has that calming effect.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
for me to be here, I really appreciate it. It's
Interesting.
just I wish Ghana could do more in terms of preparing the areas. Most of us in my area, the
Different, yeah.
It's toy stuff actually.
Yeah, it's actually a cash
But
cow.
the bridges are not really well prepared.
Well prepared.
So it's just a little bit more. You see our Chobe area.
Yeah, I was gonna ask how tourism is like in Botswana.
There are resorts nicely built, and you pay a lot. And you are there.
When was
you
mommy coming?
She's still talking.
Yeah, like the organizational
Then
places.
when was the
That was where I was-
lady was only talking?
Right.
Was mommy
Right.
And again, the
sitting quietly?
I think you're more religious.
Was mommy sitting
Churches are looking
quietly?
much nicer than the schools. Yeah, so that's something different.
Right.
Our schools are,
The schools are much, you know,
so
well presented.
kind of, yeah.
Interesting. You're going to say something.
Yeah, with regards to beaches, we don't have, but we have the most beautiful rivers. One of them is the Okavango River.
Yes, I think I mentioned that.
Yes, and then we just built the most beautiful. It's actually not just us. It's not just Botswana government. Shout out to my government, by the way, Botswana.
Shout out. This is how I'm giving shout out. So when I come, they say like I can go.
This is the most beautiful.
Yeah, take it
They
back.
just built. I think it's Botswana, Zambia, Namibia, and Zimbabwe.
Where four countries meet.
They built the most beautiful bridge that connects the
All these 4 countries.
I think it's actually the only place in the world where 4 countries meet at one point.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
So yeah, it's a place you would want to see and
Please come.
experience that.
I mean, I'm ready to
And take a
go.
lot of
Take Botswana.
people with you when you come. We are a very humble.
There are a lot of
nation.
similarities
Yes,
among
we
Right.
love having other people in our space.
Right.
African, other nationals from
Africa.
African countries.
Yes,
with us.
yeah.
So please come and visit Botswana.
But how is tourism like in Botswana? You know, does it sell as much as it's doing in other countries?
Yes, I would say our tourism, like I said, it's the second earner
Okay.
of foreign income in our country. So
Okay.
yes, our tourism is really doing well. The Okavango Delta, I mean, what you would see in the books, when you experience it live, you would want to invite more people to come and see, And the Chobe area, and then we have the wild animals, the reserves.
Yeah.
Our animals are really well kept. The
Right.
elephants,
They are roaming freely, actually.
They're roaming free.
Yeah.
So you
In
pass-
the
reserves.
You'll be driving and you see
and a
giraffes,
lion,
you see
Hey.
giraffe.
Wait,
lion, you see
why you
an
playing with this
elephant.
thing like that? So I can be there and see lion,
We are
giraffe
in the reserves.
in the reserves.
In the reserves,
Okay,
yeah.
not on the main street.
Natural habitat.
Okay, not on the main street.
No.
Like you are going, like you're coming to.
No, then you can actually they are
But they're
free.
encroaching into the human.
You literally see an elephant in your behind your yeah. No, for real.
Wow.
The one time my sister was taking her daughter was supposed to, my niece was supposed to go to school. They were stuck in the house because they had to call wildlife to come and
Take
help
them.
them because the elephants were just resting, chilling there.
Oh wow.
Yeah, okay, having a from the So like our
Once in a while, I wish an elephant would just stroll by me and then me to chill in the house.
You want to bamba? You want to cheat with the big boys? Like the wrong, get the wrong, get the
92.7 3 FM. Your urban lifestyle radio.
DJ Abion, Abion.
92.7 Urban Lifestyle Radio Station.
Our phone lines are still active. You can call 0592 928 795. 020-822-7290. Also understanding that in case you want to go to Botswana because of how much you've been talking about the country and maybe it's a place you've always wanted to visit, well, you can go through two routes. Either you go through Ethiopia or you connect through South Africa. If you want to connect through South Africa, of course, you're going to calculate the distance from Ghana to South Africa. But once you get to South Africa, it's just an hour flight to Botswana from South Africa. If you like to connect through Ethiopia, you need to calculate the distance from Ghana to Ethiopia and then also calculate the distance from Ethiopia to Botswana. Sometimes it can take 5 or 6 hours to get to Botswana from Ethiopia. And we know that Botswana also has a different time zone that it operates with. The local time in Botswana is +2, that is where you're doing the GMT, or +2 where you're doing the Central African time. So time check is 4:45 p.m. in Ghana. It means that it's 6:45 p.m. in Botswana. Don't go and be calling as if you are jet lagged. You are 5 hours ahead. No, it's just 2 hours. Don't go and come back and say you forgotten your sleeping schedule and things. I've seen some before. Somebody went to a place 1 hour difference or say I'm jet lagged. So please, when you go to Botswana, you won't be jet lagged at all. Of course, the country has so many natural resources ranging from diamonds to gold, silver, iron ore, copper, soda ash, and nickels. The highest point in Botswana is the Todilo Hills. Todilo Hills, and I hear that is about 1,489 meters. That's like your highest point. And then the lowest point is the junction of the Limpopo. That's your side. So your region is where?
We are the closest to South Africa.
Okay.
Yes.
So that is that the northern part?
Central part.
That's the central part. Where?
In the building, Twapong.
Twapong.
Yes.
Yeah, Twapong in the building. So you are much closer to South Africa.
Yes.
Okay, and that's where.
I mean, we have a broad borderline in South Africa.
Okay.
We are
Okay.
also, our region is very close. to
Close.
South Africa.
Interesting.
Even our number is
Almost the same.
With one tribe.
With one tribe in South Africa. And yours, you are which part?
I'm from Hawaii. Unfortunately, I'm just
She's a
born and
city
raised
girl.
around.
Yeah. Oh, you're in the city.
Yeah, Mopani,
Interesting.
Mopani, my home village.
Okay. Okay.
Just 15 minutes away from Cameroon.
15 minutes. So
Born
yeah.
and raised in Hawaii.
I mean, well, yes, you are Chinese, you're city girl.
Yeah.
But you're talking about the different languages. Setswana, as you said, is one of the most common languages.
Yes.
But for your tribe, is that all that?
It's Setswana, but the dialect would be different.
Okay.
Yes. So my language is Setswana. It's Batokong are the descendants of Batokong
Okay.
from South Africa. Yeah.
Okay.
So we are sort of like related.
We're related like
But
that.
we speak, if I speak, she understands, and if she speaks, I understand. It's almost just, words will be different.
Right.
For example, they do the TL, which is ta. We don't have the TL in my tribe, we say ta. For example, if you say takwan, they say takwan, I say takwan.
Yeah. Actually, I thought you were talking about Tapa. Because we have a place called Tapa in Accra.
Oh, yeah.
Tapa.
Yeah.
I thought you were saying chocolate.
No, it's Tapa. So what all I hear was clap. So Interesting. So your dialect is
I speak Setswana.
Setswana.
Confirm
running to you. I've been running to you, running, running, running to you. Running, running, running to you. I've been running to you, running, running.